Welcome back to the M2 Podcast. I'm your host, Michael Ante. My co-host right here is KyleHeath. This is the show where we cover gaming industry-related news. This week, we're going to talk about how there was a 7-year saga behind the game Dispatch, Echo Aviation Controller, and quite honestly, you got to hear this thing out. It looks insane. Just from the picture, it's basically a gamepad that is a flight sim mixed in with it. We're also going to talk a little bit about this article coming from The Verge about how Nathan Edwards wrote. He's actually going to switch over to Linux and do PC gaming on Linux now. That'll be interesting to kind of dive into. And also, we're going to talk about Xbox at the Game Awards. Apparently, I didn't know this, and I don't think you did either, Kyle. There was a 15-year and counting since an Xbox exclusive was nominated for Game of the Year. Nominated, not even won. That's a long time. So we're going to get into that. But before we do, Kyle, how you been, dude? What are you up to? How's your week been?
Week's been good, busy. I think the only games I really touched this week were between Valorant and Arc Raiders, mostly Arc Raiders.
The old tried and true.
I don't know. It's one of those things. Like, the boys, man, have a game we can grind, so we're just beating it down until the juice is out, and we're on to the next thing. Probably. But it's a lot of fun. So, still continue to play that. Valorant, I have been slacking on. I will not lie. I'm maybe a little behind on the battle pass, but Arc Raider's gonna cut into the time, so probably gonna catch up on that at some point. But here we are, man. Just enjoying the ride. Holidays coming up, so
yeah.
Who knows how much new stuff I'll be getting into? Probably not a whole lot, but we'll see.
You gonna do anything fun for the holidays, or you just gonna be sticking around town, staying home, or with the family?
And pretty much most family I got that actually gets together for Thanksgiving is here, so I don't really have to go anywhere. Which is kind of nice, I guess. But yeah, so probably just do something small, we always do. But that's us. Are you going anywhere, Mike? Do we need to?
Me? No. For once, I'm just. Oh, okay, we're here. I'm just staying in town. I'm gonna sit down, get fat on the couch, play video games. That's gonna be the goal. Hopefully, I think I might look at Black Friday deals and see about getting a TV. It just really depends. My TV, I've been complaining about it. It's bad, man. It's real bad. It's as blue as Kyle's shirt right now, no matter what setting I set it to. And I usually play Rocket League in here and game out. But then for whatever reason, I was just let me play Rocket League in the living room. Last week, unplayable. It's super delayed. The colors are really blend in. And Rocket League's a very colorful game, so the fact that it's that blue that I can't see what's going on, it was bad. But yeah, man, it honestly, it's been cool. It's been a vibe the last week or so. Work, absolutely struggling, kicking my butt, but it's exciting because I think maybe I'll get over the hump in the next month, 2 months. It's a matter of unfortunately, I'm gonna have to take advantage of the holidays and how most people aren't gonna be working, so that I can work and get ahead of everybody's BS, and then be readily available. It's brutal. Everybody wants everything before Thanksgiving right now. It's crazy.
Oh man, yeah, it's a bit of a struggle. I mean, I do agree with the Black Friday stuff. I've been thinking particularly. I was originally, I was thinking about looking at potentially upgrading this mic. I don't really need an upgrade, but I was just I've been thinking about it for months. I was like, maybe this is the time I go all out, find a deep discount of an SM7B or something crazy, and go for it. But I don't know, I've been noticing my PC performance lately and my monitors and stuff, and I was it's not necessarily struggling. It does take a little longer to load games than I remember, and I've noticed that too because I played on a different PC recently that was newer, and I was like, wow, this thing just loads fast, no stalling, no nothing. So I was like, it's about time. But when I was sitting there thinking about it, the original SSD I have my Windows on is the one I got with the computer, which was back in 2017. So when you look up the the lifespan of an SSD, it's anywhere from 5 to 10 years, something like that. And so I'm I'm creeping in that range. It's
only 5 years?
Oh, but maybe it's a little bit longer, 7 to 10, but it's kind of within that 10-year range. I'm I actually am getting close to that. Going up on 8 years now. Or I guess I'm at 8 years now. So it's maybe I should try and do a fresh Windows install on a new drive and go through all that and at least get the OS on a newer drive, because that'll probably speed things up, I'm sure. So Just looking at probably be looking at storage. Also like monitors too. I think I still have a 1080p like 144 hertz. It's worked great. I mean, I've had it since 2018, something like that. It's worked great, but also it's like nowadays you can find like pretty affordable like 240 hertz displays, and it's just not nearly as pricey as they used to be. So
No,
I don't
it's
know.
definitely not.
Might do a display upgrade. So,
I think that'd be pretty cool. I mean, honestly, you could just do some software like configuration upgrades and just optimize your PC. I had to do that not too long ago, and one it was I think I told you at like the beginning of the year, I updated Windows 11. Then I went into like a whole bunch of like this huge rabbit hole of like optimizing your PC performance to get all the crud that runs in the background
yeah.
out, and then optimize it for your like daily use, like what you use it for. And what I use my computer for mostly is like Discord chatting, right? Watching videos, so like and video games, of course. I don't really use this PC as a workhorse. I don't have the programs that I need to do work. The licenses are just like thousands of dollars, so I'm like, yeah, I'll just plug up. I path it through like a docking system to use all my monitors, and I like have it all set up doing a completely different PC setup.
Yeah.
But you can definitely like extend the life on your PC if you just know how to optimize it for what you need it to do. That might be worth checking out too. But getting new stuff is always nice and flashy, so I can totally get why you want to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm gonna see what deals are out there, especially like next week, and see if there's something that's worth getting. I like. I think. I mean, I think I do. I don't know. I think a new drive's probably in order for my PC at this point, especially if I don't want to like risk over the next couple of years having like major issues.
Oh
So,
yeah,
and maybe even like a new power supply too. I mean, I'm pretty sure I still have the original power supply and everything. So, a lot of that's coming up 8 years. So, um, it's about that time before I start noticing serious issues. I'm sure. So,
oh I think so. Yeah,
yeah,
it might be
maybe
about that time.
yeah, this might be time to at least look into that stuff and see what kind of deals are out there. Get some of that going instead of like go for that. It makes more sense as opposed to like going for a mic, and it's like I don't know, something like a the type of mic I'm looking at. Someone wanted for a while, but I think it just makes more sense to go with something that is probably a little more like necessity based, in air quotes, compared to like
Yeah,
something like a mic where it's like kind of just a luxury buy, really.
that's a good point. I kind of want to get myself a new mic. I mean, I feel like this one works fine, but for the sake of the podcast, I want to get a similar mic to you so we sound like we're in the same room.
Yeah,
You know, I feel
yeah,
like that
it's
could be an option too.
yeah, dude. I mean, I have Go XLR and everything, and I've loved this thing since I got it. I kind of like I don't know. I think I got it like 5 years ago, something like that. I haven't looked back.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I think you got it back when you were like, you might have even reached out to me. As like, hey, I got a new mic and I want to do podcasting. Can I get on?
I don't know. It may have been part of it. I don't know. It's like it's just wild, man. So yeah, definitely looking at some upgrades, looking at all that. Probably play some games, but again, it'll probably just be stuff I've been playing. So that'll probably be the holiday stuff. But it's the best thing ever, I think, on like Thanksgiving Day or Black Friday. It's like you don't gotta be anywhere. Kind of just chill out
Dude,
at the
yeah.
house, just game. It's like the perfect time to do it, I feel like.
Yeah, you get to game, you get to hang out with people, you get to like watch sports and just kind of like
Yeah.
maybe have a few mixed drinks, some beers, and just chill. Whatever you got.
Yeah.
Maybe go outside if the weather's nice, which is kind of rare for most places, and like Thanksgiving. But for us, like the weather's been kind of pretty sweet last couple
Yeah.
of days.
Dude, yeah, it was really nice today. It's like the 70s here.
Zero
So,
cloud in the sky too. I'm wearing
yeah.
like shoes that I can't really get wet, so that's been nice, and they're super comfortable. So I don't wear them often, especially in the South, because like you know how it is. Well, especially you know how it is from where you're at. The weather will just flip on a dime, and then all of a sudden you're in a monsoon. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, man,
but
it's
yeah,
pretty
man.
nuts. But yeah, dude. No, it's I think too. Like you were talking about like sports stuff. Sports are always great on Thanksgiving. I think like
Yeah,
it's always nice to have like NFL games on that day, especially like I'll I'll watch like college football with my dad and stuff like that. Like whenever I'm like over sometimes on the weekends, but like I'm never really at their place on Sunday, so it's like my dad and I hardly ever watch NFL games, and so it's nice to like sit back and watch them like pro football, you know. You just don't really get much of
yeah.
an opportunity to. So
It's very very cool. Yeah, yeah. That's a good point. Like for football in particular, Thanksgiving's perfect. For me personally, when it comes to like watching sports on holidays, it's got to be Boxing Day.
Oh yeah.
English matches on Boxing Day, I love it. They're always
Yeah.
great. It, it it's actually kind of a shame because over 10 years ago, it was, especially in the English Premier League, there is a heavy drinking culture. Obviously, not the Premier League, but just like England in general. It's a drinking
Yeah.
nation, and so during Boxing Day, people drink in celebration on Christmas. So it's the day after Christmas. The players used to get really hammered on Christmas Day, so you would see wild scores on Boxing Day of like just obviously players just not playing well because they're hungover, they're not feeling well.
That's hilarious.
Um, Big upsets, or you'll see like complete blowouts, nowhere near close. It's stuff like that I kind of miss. Now they're way too professional. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
not too professional. They get paid way too much
Yeah.
to
Like
not be
yeah.
like, and they also take care of themselves. You're not a professional athlete at that level,
Yeah.
boozing every night.
They're doing like vitamin blood transfusions
Oh,
and stuff.
dude,
Like
easily, yeah.
it's crazy over there, man.
Buying blood from like Puritans and like
It's just,
that have
dude,
done nothing wrong.
it's crazy when I learned about that like years ago, especially like
Oh,
English
oh, but the
football. It's
rich
like
do.
yeah, it's like well, especially like like pro football players and stuff like that. Like, and I'm talking like English football. Like they'll like take their blood out, enrich it with vitamins, put it back in their body and stuff. It's like it's wild.
It is. It's insane. Yeah, it's completely wild, unhinged behavior, to be honest. But hey,
Crazy.
that's a thing, I guess. You know.
I guess, man. I guess.
Alrighty, sir. Shall we dig in to the first article and topic of this week? You know what? Next week we should probably talk about Black Friday deals. So maybe we'll mention that
Yeah,
before we get into the
we could
first
say yeah.
article.
Yeah,
We'll dig into like some spoilers or like things to look forward to in Black Friday. But before we do, go ahead. Jump
gotta
into
get
the
into it.
first article.
I have an article from the one and only Jason Schreier over at Bloomberg. Shout out Jason for when he writes these articles and posts them. He makes a temporary gift link. So it's kind of like anyone can read it. He'll like post it on his Blue Sky. It's really nice. So shout out Jason for that. It's a real hero. You can read the original article without having to see like recreations. The turbulent 7-year saga behind hit game Dispatch. I believe we saw gameplay of Dispatch and some showcases. Do you remember what that game is about, Mike?
No, I actually don't. Isn't it like a turn-based game? Because
I
every
think it's
time I
like
think of Dispatch, I think of the band that was like popular for like 2 songs.
yeah, it's. I mean, they say so. The description of this is it's an episodic narrative game released over 4 weeks, starting in mid-October. But essentially, if I'm not mistaken, it was kind of like a RPG, sort of like not text-based, but like, you had like dialogue choices and I don't know, telltale, maybe the right thing. I don't know.
That's kind of what I wanted to say. It reminded me of, oh my gosh. Okay, now so I went to Wikipedia and just I'm sure this article is going to explain it. But it has voice actors Aaron Paul, Jeffrey Wright, Aaron Yvette, I think Laura Bailey, Travis Willingham, and Matthew Mercer. But it also has content creators like Jacksepticeye, Moist Critical, Joel Haver, and Alana Pierce. And Alana Pierce is, what's her actual name? She's from Rooster Tooth.
I
I thought she
think
was from like
I
Halo
yeah,
back in the day.
I want to say now she works at like Sony Santa Monica or something. She did at one point. She was
Harlan
like
Hazard.
she's a video game creator. I think she was like a Rooster Teeth or something. But now,
Australia, yeah.
yeah, but then she ended up getting a gig at Santa Monica, Sony.
Yeah.
I don't know if she still works there. Anyway.
Oh, she hosted the Game Awards, didn't she?
I don't know. Maybe one year.
Maybe not host, but I think she was like, she won something, I think. Anyways,
Yeah.
the point is, sounds like a cool game.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Yeah, a lot of it's a star-studded cast, to say the least. So, Dispatched. So, I'll say just a few months ago, the video game company Ad Hoc Studio was bracing for the worst. There was no incoming revenue. Founders were no longer taking paychecks. They had been operating 7 years without releasing a single product, facing cancellations and losing business partners along the way. Then, on October 22nd, they released the first 2 episodes of Dispatch, a narrative superhero game starring Breaking Bad's Aaron Paul. 10 days later, they had sold 1 million copies, making it a bigger hit than any of them could have imagined. Co-founder Nick Herman said, quote, "We're used to taking a lot of blows and moving forward," he said in a recent interview. "It feels like it's maybe kind of different this time for us, so we're coming to terms with that and figuring out what that means." Dispatch, which finished its 8-episode run this week, has been one of this year's surprise indie hits, winning critical acclaim and a great deal of attention from players. It's an animated workplace comedy starring Robert Robertson, the third, Aaron Paul, a former superhero who becomes a manager of a division called the Phoenix Program, where semi-reformed villains try to find a redemption by helping out the people of Los Angeles. Playing through the game mostly means watching animated cutscenes unfold, although you do get to play a few fun mini-games and make some narrative decisions. It's okay. Group of villain misfits. You know, it's kind of like the comedy behind that, I think, would be brilliant. Like have them be a part of like a dispatch center.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean this actually reminds me of I mean, they get into it in the next paragraph, so I'll let you read it.
Yeah. It's been a twisty, turbulent journey for Ad Hoc Studio, which was founded by 4 game developers who had all worked together at Telltale Games. There you go. It's a very similar vein.
Yep.
The company behind graphic adventure titles based on properties like Game of Thrones and The Walking Dead. After shipping the fan favorite Tales of the Borderlands series, Herman and 2 of his colleagues, Dennis Leonard and Pierre Chartier, I was going to say Chartier, but that's probably insulting. It's like Chart. They decided they were ready for something new. They had engaged in a lot of battles with higher-ups at Telltale, and Herman said, burn up 10 years of capital to get those games out the door. It was an internal struggle to ship that game and to ship it the way we wanted it to be, he said. In early 2017, they left Telltale to take jobs at a San Francisco office of the French video game giant Ubisoft, where they were tapped to work on a new project that until now has remained a secret. Herman and his team were developing a new entry in the beloved stealth action Splinter Cell franchise, he told me, saying, quote, I was so excited to be a part of this and help revitalize it because it's been dormant for a while, Herman said, and we thought we could tell a great story and do something the fans would love. They worked on the project for a few months before they got disrupted by executive whims. Ubisoft was at the time growing obsessed with games as a service, or games that can be monetized for months or years after they've been released, and the company began pressuring all of its projects to follow that route. We tried, said Herman. Let's make a narrative gas game, games as a service. We were trying to make that make sense, and a lot of cool prototypes were made. But nothing stuck. Over time, it became clear that Ubisoft had lost interest in their Splinter Cell game as the studio began talking about chasing Call of Duty. The project evolved several times and would eventually morph into X-Defiant, an ill-fated shooter that was shut down a year after it came out. It was right there, Mike. It was right there. You had your Splinter Cell game, and then you said, you know what? X-Defiant.
Come on, man. It just annoys me so much. So you build like a knockoff Call of Duty, it dies, and then you don't have Splinter Cell.
You don't have something that would actually be successful, likely.
So, yeah, like whatever.
Fortunate.
I guess people don't like Splinter Cell games anymore. I mean, nobody knows what it is. They haven't made a new one in like 10 plus years.
Yeah. It was exciting to go to work for the first 6 months because we thought we were going to be able to make something really great, Herman said. Yeah. And then you realize that all the things you care about, they don't anymore. It's a common thing in games. Common thing, dude. Fortunate.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
As Herman and his colleagues wondered what they should do next, they heard from an old pal from Telltale, Michael Chong, who had been talking to a company, Echo, that made interactive videos. Soon, they were flying to New York for meetings in Echo's office. Eventually, they agreed to develop a Telltale-style live-action game. They all quit to start Ad Hoc in 2018. There was just an immediate job for us, and it allowed us to start really clean, Herman said. They spent around 2 years working on that project, a live-action version of what would become Dispatch, and were about to start production in March of 2020. Then the pandemic came along and shut it all down. The momentum. We hear so many stories, man.
Yeah, if you lose momentum, I guess they chalk it all. That happened with a lot of IPs. A lot of them got delayed too by years.
Yeah, I just keep coming back to Xbox's roadmap and how laughable it was. It's like everything literally, pretty much to a T, was 2 years after they thought it was going to be.
Oh yeah, everything got pushed like 2+ years, and then some stuff I don't even think has come out yet. It's like a couple of streaming things that they wanted to do.
We're finally going to get a Fallout 3 remaster like next year. I think is the plan. So
yeah,
2 years behind. Fortunately, they had a fallback option, a gig with their old company, Telltale Games, to make a title called The Wolf Among Us 2. Technically, Telltale had shut down in 2018, but the brand was later purchased and revived by a different company. They spent months writing an 800-page script, building prototypes, and shooting cutscenes. But they ran into some disagreements with Telltale and have found themselves frustrated as work-for-hire staff, where they would never get the final say. We saw a future where we were going to be there for a long time if we tried to stick it out. And we didn't want to do that, Herman said. So we had to make a tough decision. After pulling out of The Wolf Among Us 2, the ad hoc team spent a few months working on yet another brand new game idea before they crashed out. You're having to start from nothing, and then we're going on our fourth one. You're going, we've got to do it again, Herman said. I'm still dried up from the other three we just did. So we eventually realized, let's just take advantage of something we've already created and let's build on that. What emerged was a new version of Dispatch, which had been sitting on the shelf for months. This time, they figured they'd turn it into an animated game instead of a live-action project. They shopped it around for funding and eventually landed a publisher, who stuck with them for a year or so before bailing. Quote, the faith was lost in the middle of that process, said Herman, declined to name the publisher. It's tough because you spend 7 years telling people that you're right and everyone tells you that you're wrong that entire time. The only way to make it is to believe in yourself, which just sounds corny, but you have all these people who are industry veterans whose job it is to decide what goes and what's never going to see the light of day, telling you this isn't worth a pretty nominal amount of money to finish.
It's so lame. It makes sense.
Yeah. It's kind of the business aspect of it, right? And it's like all these stakeholders and stuff, like people start to realize how wrong they are, instead of like, yeah, I'm just gonna like do my own thing and build my own company. And like a lot of people, it's like good on ad hoc for eventually like just kind of sticking with it and seeing it to the finish line. I feel like it makes me wonder how many of these situations where people like they get like a few no's and they just give up. They're like, you know what, I'm just gonna go get a job or something, you know.
I definitely could see that happening. I mean, maybe that's one of the things that like a lot of publishers or studios and stuff are going to start doing is like get away from all of the business aspect, like the indie dev scene is, where they're just creating something out of passion and love and art. That gives a lot of creators the opportunity to get their games in front of other people by like using the Xbox Indie Showcase, and PlayStation's trying to do that too. Nintendo's really been picking up on that as well. So there are other opportunities for people to kind of pivot away, but it's got to be so discouraging to work on something so hard and then you get up in front of people that didn't work on the game at all, don't know what's in the game, and they're just like, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not really gonna work. The concept's not really finished. You guys, you're kind of in la la land, so no, we're not gonna do this.
Yeah, like it's not gonna generate us long term money, so sorry.
Yeah.
But it's crazy.
Yeah. Brutal.
The accepted wisdom was that games like Dispatch, games centered on narrative, just wouldn't sell, and the entire industry was retreating during a post-pandemic lull, with studios shutting down and laying off tens of thousands of people. All the money is scared, Herman said. No one wants to take any risks, or the riskiest thing they could possibly imagine investing in, a studio with no track record. I mean, yeah, I guess that's kind of like from the business standpoint, it makes sense. And not saying it doesn't suck, but yeah, it makes sense. They did have one secret weapon. Their casting director, Linda Lamontagne. Oh, jeez.
That looks French.
It looks, yeah. French. It ain't English. It ain't American. Linda, who had worked on shows like Invisible, Family Guy, and BoJack Horseman, animated series that featured Aaron Paul voicing the amendable slacker Todd Chavis. She put Ad Hoc in touch with Paul, who loved the script and had always wanted to star in a video game. They all nabbed Jeffrey Wright, star of Westworld and American Fiction. Desperate to get the funding to finish the game, Ad Hoc put together a snazzy trailer to show the Game Awards in December of 2024 that would be introduced by Paul and prolific voice actor Laura Bailey, who also starred in Dispatch. The trailer wowed audiences, but behind the scenes, Herman and the team were scrambling. I was running around at the Game Awards talking with potential people who were going to try to bail us out, he said.
Oh.
That's crazy. By this point, Ad Hoc was around 30 people who all needed to get paid. The founders didn't take paychecks for about 6 months. With money dwindling and very few options left, they came close to signing what Herman describes as a bad deal, one that probably would have just ended up meaning we close our studio after Dispatch came out. Then came a miracle. Critical Role, a company who co-founded by Bailey, best known for its popular Dungeons & Dragons videos, wanted to sign a deal with Ad Hoc to work on a video game, and they'd help fund the final stretch of Dispatch 2.
That's really cool.
Let's go, Critical Role. Yeah, that's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, they're pretty good founders, though. I think, like, if you're sitting there and, like, CEO and stuff, like, look, I'm going to take the cut because all y'all need to get paid for doing all the work. Like,
oh, yeah.
That's commendable, so. But yeah, it's also, like, it shows the situation they were in. So
yeah, desperate situation for sure, but it's also pretty impressive that the founders were like, all right, we had to make sacrifices. We're the only ones that can kind of take it, and it is our business. It's our dream. So we'll take the pay cut and then keep the employees there so they can keep working, and hopefully this pays off. And it did, which is so cool.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the whole Critical Role thing's pretty cool too. I'm not like huge on the show or anything, but I saw apparently they started like their 4th campaign or something recently, so and they're like doing something different, so they're still out there going pretty crazy. They've had a crazy fan base too. So pretty cool stuff. So we got a little bit left. Got a little bit left here. Let's go on this. He said, "This was a tough year." Herman said, "Most of my career has only been focused on creative, staying up late every night thinking about how I can make the game better. Now you're spending that time thinking, I know X weeks until the studio is out of money. It's a thing you don't wish on anyone." In late October, they released Dispatch, which blew people away and continued to pick up steam every week as new episodes were released. Fans loved the sharp, hilarious writing and spectacular performances. It feels like a new iteration of a Telltale game, made by confident creatives who, with many years of experience and perhaps most importantly, chemistry working together. The game's tremendous success has opened up doors for the potential sequel and given Ad Hoc an unexpected amount of security for the future. It's also proved some of the doubters wrong, helping justify all of the sacrifices they made along the way. The thing that creatives should know is we didn't have any studio notes, Herman said. We just made the S. I love the sentence, right? We just made the that we thought was good, and we funded it, and we're seeing the effing money ourselves now.
That's awesome, man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, love that. I think it's a little I think the rest of the article is kind of like, hey, there's some stuff you can play right now and some new games and things like that. So yeah, it's a pretty cool story though overall. I think the fact that it's like, I don't know, you made a game with a good story and it's all good, and I'm happy for them, trust me. But dude, imagine a Splinter Cell game if the story was good, you have good writers.
That's true.
Come on, Ubisoft. This is why they're going under, dude. This is why we're probably going to hear within the next couple of days if they're going to get traded or sold or whatever's happening. Because I know a lot of stuff's happening right now. Apparently, like a trade is like paused or something like that, or an acquisition's paused. So I don't know.
Yeah, there's an audit going on, if I remember correctly. It's pretty standard. They do audits right before acquisitions and stuff. But good grief, kind of crazy.
Yeah,
it really is.
It really is, man. Always good to hear the success stories, and it always fascinates me to hear the path it took to get there. Because like, you just most of the time, if you see a success, especially from like an indie studio or something like that, there's always some story behind it, and like just proving that it wasn't an overnight thing. It took years, and lots of moments of doubt and uncertainty. Just like, I don't know if it's gonna work. And here you are, man, on top of the mountain. So it's awesome here.
It really is, yeah. It's just so cool. It kind of makes me want to go download Dispatch. I wonder what platforms it's on. Did it say? I don't think I caught it.
Yeah, I think it would be on Steam. I know it's on PC. I'm pretty sure. So, I don't know if they said. I would assume it's on PC. And I don't know.
Oh, Windows, PS5. Yeah, Windows and PS5. Okay, pretty
There you
sick.
go, man. There you go.
Yeah, last one just released like a week ago.
It's
Episode
all
8.
out now, so you can just
Yeah.
binge it like a TV show, dude. Straight up binge it.
It's just so wild that they went from like almost going under to then being released. The game
It's
comes out
nuts,
and they're
man.
good to go. And they have a really good cast, which is freaking so sick. I love it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I kind of want to check it out. It's obviously got to be good.
Yeah, I agree, man. It's sounds like it's really good. Especially if the story's good. Like you already know me out here. Always down for a good story. So
Same.
we will be seeing, I'm sure, at some point. Yeah, if I'm looking for a story game, might check this one out. Sure. And I mean, come on, the cast is awesome. And you labeled out the names earlier, so
Oh yeah.
it's very nice. You want to look at something
All right,
crazy
sir.
though, Mike? Do you want to look at something nuts?
Yeah, for everybody that has the pod up on a video, we have video on Spotify and YouTube, by the way. But this stuff is crazy looking. This controller is for people that want to do flight sim but don't want to pay for the full flight sim setup, basically. So Adrian Lazowski wrote this article from The Verge. It is called "The Echo Aviation Controller Puts a Flight Simulator in Your Hands." The wireless gamepad includes 4 throttle levers, a trim wheel, rudder paddles, and even a parking brake. So for everybody that's actually played like flight sim, that's a whole lot of crap on one little controller, and it looks really cool. I like it. So Honeycomb Aeronautical, a company that makes flight simulator accessories like flight sticks and pedals that can turn your desk into a cockpit, has announced a compact alternative for PC pilots with limited room. Its upcoming Echo Aviation Controller is about the size of a console gamepad, but squeezes standard features like joystick and buttons to one side to make room for flight specific controls like throttle levers and dedicated trim wheel. The Echo Aviation Controller is expected to be available in mid-December, right around the holidays, for $150 USD through the company's online store. It's fully compatible with various PC-based flight simulators, including Microsoft Flight Simulator, and it connects to a computer with a USB-C cable or wirelessly using a dongle, according to Callum Martin at FS Elite, who went hands-on with the gamepad at a recent event. On the left side of the main controller, you'll find a thumbstick, 4 action buttons, and a second conical joystick using. Is it conical? Yeah, conical. Joystick used to control a simulator's camera. Meanwhile, the right side is where the flight specific controllers are located. 4 throttle levers, accompanied by a trim wheel that can be adjusted to maintain a plane's altitude without additional input. Brother, there's so much to look at here.
It's crazy.
Crazy. Super crazy, man. So on top of the button, on top of the Echo Aviation Controller are dedicated controls for adjusting the aircraft's flaps, raising or lowering the landing gear, and activating the parking brake, so you don't have to reach for your keyboard as frequently. There are also 2 sets of shoulder buttons on the top edge, sorry, and on the back, you'll find a pair of throttling or sliding paddles that move in opposition and function as rudders, controlling the side to side movement of your aircraft's nose and aiding in steering while navigating an airport or runway. Dude, this thing looks sick. And there's a YouTube video at the bottom of this article that you can probably look at, probably from Aeronautical, it looks like. In addition to a hard shell casing or carrying case, the Echo Aviation Controller will come with a collection of interchangeable buttons or caps for the throttle levers and other controls you can customize and easily differentiate each of them by their shape or color if you're remapped their functionality. It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
I kind of want to get it because I'm big into owning controllers, and I kind of want to check it out because it's like this could be a really good opportunity to get into flight sim. Because the whole flight sim rig, $150 probably wouldn't even buy you a high, like medium to high end joystick.
Yeah.
For what's it called? Flight stick.
Yeah, dude, I'm just looking at this. It's like, I just want to like, I would like to just try it and like use it to see like
Same.
what it's like, because like you don't have to use the keyboard much in the flight simulator. You can just, it's all the controller. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It looks so impressive. I want to see what it looks like on the inside.
Yeah, that's a good point. Dude, yeah, it's gotta be nuts. I mean, the bottom of the controller kind of looks like a bop it, like just like the pull it, twist it, like it looks like the end of a bop it. I don't know. It's pretty funny, but I mean, yeah, I'm curious to see what the internals will look like and all that, because yeah, this looks insane.
Like I could see people making fun of this a little bit, but at the same time, the customizability and the innovation to create something like this is very unique, and it could break the boundary of what's possible with controllers. Because I feel like most controllers haven't really changed. I think the most innovative one I've seen in a long, like the most innovative recent one would probably be like the PS5 Edge, because that one was like so high performance, but the way they set up profiles to be stored on the PC on the controller was really good. And it just intuitively works with like most devices. Um, Even the Xbox Elite controller is pretty good, but yeah, it's interesting.
Dude, even the joysticks.
I don't know. Is this something you would spend $150 on?
I don't know. I don't know. It'd be a hard sell for me, at least right now. But
It's after a niche market,
hey, man,
to say the least.
All I'm gonna say, Hall effect joysticks. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, word?
Got them. Hall effect joysticks. So
locked in.
Nah, yeah, it's. I mean, if I was in a flight sim, obviously I'd be intrigued. But I don't know. It's one of those things that I just want to try it. Like, just sit there for like 15, 20 minutes and just try it. Like, and I think it'd be fun to like try and learn how to use and see how accurate it is. But that's about it. That's about it. Also coming to consoles in 2026, so you can put up the Xbox, play some flight sim. You can practice your flight from Jacksonville, Florida to Vegas and sit there for however many hours.
I've seen that, dude. I gotta go to Florida not too long, not too far away from now, which is such a shame.
I do too, man. So
yeah.
Yeah, crazy stuff.
Yes, sir. All right, shall we continue?
Screw it, Mike. I'm installing Linux.
Yeah.
I've actually done that before on a laptop, but not for gaming. So this Nathan Edwards at again The Verge posted an article. It said, "Screw it, I'm installing Linux. I don't like where Windows is going. Gaming on Linux has never been more approachable, so it's time to give it a shot." I'm curious to see what he has to say, what Nathan has to say in this article, and if there's something that could convince either of us to give Linux gaming a shot. So I want to read it from the perspective of Nathan. Obviously, I'm sure he's going to use a lot of I and me, and it's not letting me read the article. That's upsetting. I have to.
Oh, I got
you.
You
Do you have
the
article is or whatever?
Oh yeah. Don't worry, fam.
Okay, well now it's loading.
Check your DMs.
Now it's loading, but I don't know how long it'll be. Let's see. Let's do a little hack job here. Yeah, just gonna hide this real quick,
just in case.
Let's do this. I like this. Let's do. Center it. Perfect.
Give us the play-by-play. One more time over here. Yep.
You didn't see anything if you're watching on video, literally, because I didn't have the screen showing. Let's get into this. Nathan Edwards. Again, probably gonna be a lot of me. I did this. I tried this, but we'll get into it. Nathan Edwards. He said, "This time I'm really going to do it. I'm gonna put Linux on my gaming PC. Calling it now." He's calling it now, guys. 2026 is the year of Linux on the desktop, or at least on mine. Linux has been a perfectly viable desktop OS for ages, gaming on Linux is now viable too. Valve's hard work getting Windows games to run well on the Linux-based Steam Deck has lifted all boats. Gaming handhelds that ship with Windows run better and have higher frame rates on Bazite. I don't know what that is. It's a Fedora-based distro. I've never heard of that one. Bazite.
Either have I. Anyway. Crazy.
Than they do on Windows. And after reading about the upcoming Steam Machine and Antonio's experience running Bazite on the Framework desktop, I want to try it. To be clear, my desktop works fine on Windows 11, but the general ratio of cool new features to egregious BS is low. I do not want to talk to my computer. I do not want to use OneDrive. I'm sure as hell not going to use Recall. It's just, yeah, I agree, man. I'm right there with you. I'm tired of Windows trying to get me to use Edge. Edge trying to get me to use Bing, and everything trying to get me to use Copilot. That's like all.
Dude, that is the best thing to write. That's so true.
It's so felt, man. Copilot especially. It's, oh gosh.
Please stop.
It's a separate Copilot app now, Mike. You open up your Windows. I paid for an Office 365 subscription so I could edit Excel files. Then Office 365 turned into Copilot 365, and I tried to use it to open a Word document, and it didn't know how.
Oh, no.
Come on, Copilot. They may be dumb too. They're AI, you know? These clankers, Mike.
These clankers, he says.
Meanwhile, Microsoft is ending support for Windows 10, including security updates, force people to buy new hardware or live with the risks. I had to upgrade.
That's a good point,
I had to switch my work laptop recently because of that Windows 10, and it was not viable for 11 because the hardware was so old.
Well, the frustrating thing at my work was everybody upgraded to Windows 11, except for a handful of people, and the ones that didn't, the like command prompts and everything that they had automatically loaded every time you turn your computer and then connect to the servers weren't working properly, and it basically like chalked everybody's machine constantly. It would take like hours to load up into the server sometimes.
Hours is crazy.
Yeah. Don't get me started, bro.
This man's seen the depths of hell.
You have no idea. That's why I get tilted so easily.
Hopefully, Linux doesn't tilt us. All right. Meanwhile, Microsoft is it. Oh, yeah, I already read that. Yeah, it's very risky, all right? You're on Windows 10. I'm not saying, like, you just got to accept the risk. They ain't doing security updates, so, like, there's vulnerabilities. They ain't patching them. So you're just screwed, man.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful. It's disabling workarounds that let you set up Windows 11 with a local account or with older hardware. It's turning Xboxes into PCs and PCs into upsells for its other businesses. Just this week, the company announced that it's putting AI agents in the taskbar to turn Windows into a canvas for AI. I do not think Windows is going to be a better operating system in a year, so it feels like a good time to try Linux. I'm not normally one to change frogs midstream, but the water sure is getting hot. And then he shows the little researcher thing on Windows. Coming to the taskbar near you, but not near me. That photo caption's great. It's true. That's not to say I know what I'm doing. I've used Macs for a decade for work, and I dabbled in Ubuntu 20 something years ago. But otherwise, I've been a Windows guy since 3.1. At first, that's because it's what we had at home. Later, because that's where the games were. And finally, out of force of habit, because there were games, because that's where the games were. I brought a desktop to college instead of a laptop so I could play games. And I've been building my own PCs for 18 years. I started my journalism career at Maximum PC Magazine, testing gaming PC components. I try to stay familiar with all the major operating systems because of my job. So in addition to my work MacBook, I also have a Chromebook, ThinkPad, and a collection of older hardware I refuse to get rid of. I can work pretty well in Windows, in Mac OS, or in Chrome OS. My experiences with Linux over the past decade, on the other hand, have largely been a series of extremely optional tasks. Trying to set up a home bridge on a Raspberry Pi, it sort of worked, but mostly stymied by my home network setup. Eventually replaced it with Home Assistant. So it kind of goes into some projects he did.
Yeah,
he's kind of like talking about.
Linux is pretty useful. You can do a bunch of different projects.
Yeah, seems like he was kind of doing all sorts of different hacky things and whatnot. He said all these projects except the Chromebook one took longer than expected, and it cut into my vanishingly rare discretionary time. That's also the time I use for gaming, reading, staring to avoid, and half starting organizational projects. So you can see how precious it is to me. Prospect of instead using that time trying to get my computer back to a baseline level of functionality, that is, as useful as it was before I tried installing Linux, is tempting, but it's also why I haven't done it yet. It's a good time to start. It's a good time to try gaming on Linux. Tonio and Sean have been having fun with Bazite, a Linux distro that mimics SteamOS. My friend and former colleague Will Smith is co-hosting a PC World podcast called Dual Boot Diaries with this exact premise. Very interesting, actually.
Yeah, it is pretty interesting. I was gonna wonder. I was like, what are they doing exactly? How do they get that?
A close to SteamOS clone, apparently. So I'll have to look more into that. Let's see. What do you got for me, Nathan? And what better device to try it on than my personal desktop with an AMD Ryzen 7 9800X3D processor and an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4070 Super graphics card? I just rebuilt this thing. The Windows install is only like 6 months old. It's working about as well as Windows does. So really, why wouldn't I blow that up and start over? Based on listening to 2.5 episodes of Dual Boot Diaries and a brief text conversation with Will, I'm going to install Catchy OS, or Cashy OS, probably the right way to say it.
Yeah, Cashy OS, I think.
An Arch-based distro optimized for gaming on modern hardware, with support for cutting-edge CPUs and GPUs and an allegedly easy setup. I don't expect things to go smoothly. I don't really know what I'm doing. And Linux is still a very small percentage of the PC gaming world. As the most recent Steam hardware and software survey, the best proxy we have for PC gaming hardware info as a whole, just over 3% of Steam users are running Linux. Of those, 27% are using SteamOS and therefore a Steam Deck. 10% are using Arch, 6% are using Cashy OS, 4% are using Bazite, and the rest are split over a bunch of distros. So if anything goes wrong in my install, it'll be a lot of forum hopping and Discord searching to figure it all out. But I've clearly arranged it so the stakes are only medium. I have other machines to work on while my desktop is inevitably borked and to run programs like Adobe Creative Suite. And if I end up spending hours of my discretionary time learning Linux instead of gaming, well, that's not the worst outcome. Maybe it'll go smoothly and I'll report back in a few weeks. Other profit for the revolution. Maybe it'll go terribly and I'll come crawling back. Only one way to find out. So now he leaves us hanging.
Bold.
And I want to know more. So gotta keep an eye out for Nathan. See if
100%.
See if it goes well. I learned some things there, especially with Cashy OS and Bazite. I hope I'm saying that right. And like those different and how it's like close to SteamOS and it's kind of like the quick one. Now that the Steam Machine's coming out, it makes me wonder how effective it would be to like try and maybe port that to a desktop or something like that. And maybe it's a little bit easier. I don't know. So I'll be curious to see how it works. But
it probably is. I mean, I like the idea of more people switching over to Linux, especially with just if Windows keeps doing what they're doing. I think we're gonna get to a point where it's like the only Windows users there are people in business and using it for business like activities and work. But I just can't imagine like I don't want to turn on my PC and then just get hit by pop-ups. It's like malware back in the day when you used to just get hit by a virus and just constant pop-ups, constant ads. You can't use your computer. It overloads it. Terrible, man.
Malware's bad. They call it like bloatware for the most part nowadays, where it's just like all the stuff that doesn't need to be there. It's just there.
And like Windows 11 will just randomly update and then change all your settings. That's happened to me a few times. Like you need to have a certain amount of virtual RAM. I don't know if you knew that. Apparently that's a thing. Mine got reset to like 10 megabytes and it caused a lot of my games to like max out and crash.
It's crazy.
It was wild stuff. It also like resets your RAM speed sometimes.
Dude, you just love Windows, dude. You gotta love it.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like you're kind of a monopoly. You don't have much of a choice.
Yeah, not much competition, right? SteamOS could fix that. Just saying. So, I don't know.
Honestly, kind of, yeah.
I mean, dude, that Steam Machine, I'm so curious about that Steam Machine, man. I saw an article today, or like kind of a snippet talking about how like there's already companies making third-party accessories for it, and they're prepping for the release and everything. It's like...
That's pretty sick.
And it's like, it's pretty cool.
A wake-up call.
It's a pretty cool third-party stuff that's coming to it already, so... I don't know, that's exciting stuff. So, I mean, I'm curious to see how it performs and everything. So, look forward to it though. Shout out Nathan though, dude. He's going for it. So hopefully I'll try and keep an eye out, see if we get a follow up.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a story to watch and try to pay attention to, because there's not very many people that are going to switch up and go to Linux and enjoy it.
Yeah, at least not right now.
He's going with the right mindset, because he might spend a lot of time studying.
Yeah,
just saying.
I'm sure. Should we talk about Xbox's downfall a little bit?
Yeah. Let's talk about Xbox and the 15-year drought that they're dealing with, which is actually super impressive, if we think about it. So this article is coming from Josh Colson over here at thegamer.com. So the title of the article caught our attention, and probably will for you too. Just, it's bizarre that this is a real stat. It has now been 15 years and counting since an Xbox exclusive was nominated for Game of the Year. 15 years. What do you think it is without looking? Xbox exclusive nominated for Game of the Year 15 years ago would be 2010.
And my mind goes like,
there's
Halo
only
Reach, maybe.
That's the only thing that I can think of.
Only thing I can think of.
Halo Reach, maybe Forza.
Red Dead 1. When did Red Dead 1 come out? It's not Xbox
Red Dead 1 came out, dude. Red Dead 1 came out in like 2013, I think.
That's not exclusive.
Let's see. Red Dead Redemption 1.
Jeez.
Yeah, 2010 actually. You were right.
No, I was right.
That's a good guess.
I mean, yeah, it wasn't exclusive, but I figured it was around that time. So
that's so crazy. All right, let's get into it. All right. So the nominees for this year's Game Awards have been revealed. Let's actually click on this. Let's talk about what they are.
I actually want to talk about that.
Honestly, sorta. I'm trying to get to it real quick. Yeah, Game of the Year. Expedition 33, Hades 2, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hollow Knight, Death Stranding, and Kingdom Come Deliverance. Anyways.
Okay.
So, the discourse surrounding who has been nominated for what and which games have been omitted entirely in full swing. Pour one out for Xbox while you get stuck into that discourse. As for the 15th year in a row, there are no Xbox exclusives among the Game of the Year nominees. While there's plenty of Xbox exclusive representation in other categories, including South of Midnight, which is up for the Games of Impact Award, and Troy Baker's nomination for his performance as Indiana Jones in the Great Circle, which I still need to play. It's still downloaded on my computer.
Great game.
Golly,
Great
man.
game.
None of the 6 games that are up for the Game of the Year are published by Xbox, as highlighted by Nick Marcial on Twitter. This has unfortunately become the norm. The graphics shows which PlayStation, Nintendo, and Xbox exclusives have been nominated for Game of the Year between 2013 and 2025. The scorecard currently reads 15 games in 13 years for PlayStation, 12 nominees for Nintendo, and 0 for Xbox. PlayStation has won 4 Game of the Awards during that period, while Nintendo has only managed 1, the 2017 award for Breath of the Wild. They should have won Tears of the Kingdom too, but people be hating. What do you think the 4 were for PlayStation? God of War, probably. Last of Us.
Find out. Look at this graphic right here.
That's a fact.
Actually, I think this may extend further. Let me see. I'm sure this extends further.
Now you're getting hit by all the ads.
Yeah, I gotta. There we go. Hey. All right. So yeah, the full graphic. I don't know if I can. Oh gosh.
Death Stranding.
There we go.
Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, so I mean 2013, Last of Us Part 1 now. It was just Last of Us. Super Mario 3D World. 2014 was Bayonetta. PlayStation and Xbox both didn't have an exclusive. 2015, PlayStation, Nintendo. 2016 was only PlayStation. 2017, Nintendo had 2. It's very crazy. 2018, PlayStation had 2. Neither publisher had 1. Yeah, this whole time. That's crazy, yeah. The graphic, you see the right column is Xbox exclusives. It's all X's through 15 years. Oh, man.
Crazy, dude.
It's pretty wild.
Who would have thought? Who would have thunk it?
So, yeah, I mean, Xbox, dude, their exclusives of fallen off, man. Fall from grace. Ever since the late aughts. So it's kind of just how it is, man. Just think of that time. It's like Xbox had such a dominance. Halo, Gears, and all that. No, it's just
when squandered it, bro. Absolutely squandered
crazy.
it. Forgot how to make games.
We thought they would rebound. Thought they would rebound with the Xbox Game Pass, making all this. We're pushing out these exclusives and helping third parties, and we're doing all this.
I thought it was gonna be more like they're gonna just hire indie dev, and then they would use that.
You've been doing this for how many years now? Ain't got a Game of the Year nomination to show for it, dude. Are your games even that good?
No.
Fortunately not. Fortunately not.
Shall we continue with the article here?
Yes.
Let's get it. So, what were the last Xbox exclusive nominated games for Game of the Year? Xbox Game of the Year nominations drought extends back so far that it predates the Game Awards as we know them today, which started in 2014. Before then, they were known as the Spike Video Game Awards. Even then, you have to go all the way back to 2010 to find a game in which any games that were exclusively available on Xbox at launch were nominated to win Game of the Year. That year, there were two. Halo Reach, which remains an Xbox exclusive, and Mass Effect 2, which originally launched on Xbox 360 and didn't come to PS3 until 2011, so a year following. Despite both of those games being all-timers, he goes, I said what I said, neither of them took home the award that year. They both lost out to Red Dead Redemption. If you've never played it before, good news. The Rockstar Classic has been remastered and will be released on all major platforms, including Netflix, very soon.
True.
So I guess Red Dead Redemption is an exclusive after all. I mean, it did come out on everything, didn't it?
Yeah. No, it was a PlayStation, Xbox, so, and then on later PC. I mean, well, actually, Red Dead 1, I don't think it ever came out on PC, but now it's coming out on PC. So it's like it's just now it's doing that. So,
well, good call to remember it coming out in 2010. Bad call to remember it was an exclusive though for Xbox.
Hey man, Mass Effect 2 though, shout out.
Time flying.
Great game.
Yeah, they're really good. All right, let's last paragraph here, and we'll wrap it up on Xbox. So 2026 might be the year that Xbox finally breaks its Game of the Year nominee curse with some huge titles promised for the next calendar year. Halo Combat Evolved, Campaign Evolved, that ain't happening. Fable, that might happen. Fable might happen, bro.
Hey man.
Gears of War E-Day, I am absolutely playing that. And Forza Horizon 6, which will all launch in 2026 if all goes to plan. The trouble is, with the exception of Forza Horizon 6, it's extremely likely that all of those games' launch day and date will be on PS5, which means they won't be Xbox exclusives. That means there's a chance, arguably a very strong one, that Reach and Mass Effect 2 are the last Xbox exclusives to ever receive Game of the Year nominations.
Fair assessment. I mean, yeah, it's just
reality. I think that's fair. There is a chance. I don't know if it's going to be a strong one, but yeah, I mean, define strong. 30% chance. Yeah, it's pretty strong.
I mean, think about it. I think it's like Xbox is so agnostic on platform now, so it probably is a thing of like, we may not ever see a true Xbox exclusive again, especially the way Xbox is rolling. I mean, and it makes you wonder, like, if Xbox started doing exclusives again, do you think that would boost their market and maybe like get them in the we are so back territory? I don't know. It's like,
yeah, I don't know how they really rebound from this. I don't think they have any type of incentive to. I think it's just all about like ship as many games as possible. Let's somehow get people on the Game Pass and stream everything. Money.
I'd say, man.
It's literally all. Yeah, it's not really about them winning awards anymore. It's about winning.
Year from now, I'll be like, all right, $40 a month Game Pass Ultimate, and you get PlayStation Plus included. Like, something ridiculous, man. We've partnered up with Sony to give you the ultimate subscription, $60 a month for both platforms, and you can't buy them individually anymore.
Seriously. One of the things that actually, speaking of like the Game Pass and Xbox in general, I went and downloaded Call of Duty, and I have on the PC, I have two launchers. I have Battle.net, which I've had for freaking ages, Activision, Blizzard, right? But then I have the Xbox Game Pass app as well. So I linked my Blizzard account, basically my Battle.net account and my Xbox account. Now they recognize each other, but I can't use the Battle.net launcher that I want to use because I previously used it for all the other Call of Duties that I had and bought. And now I need to use, because I'm not going to pay for Black Ops 7, but now I have to use the Xbox launcher to go play that. Yeah. Which is ridiculous because have you played Call of Duty on the PC?
I think last year was the last time I played, but yeah.
Okay, so they still have a launcher for Call of Duty, right? And yeah. Let me remind you, you have to load up. This is my experience trying to play Call of Duty for the first time in like 2 days. Okay, doesn't matter how long. There's always an update. You load into Battle.net. You have to update that browser. It restarts it. Then you load into Battle.net again. You're good. You load into Call of Duty. Update. Reload it. You then go Battle.net. Sometimes I've had to re-upload the re-upload to update it. And I'm like, no, okay, we're good. Let's assume that doesn't happen. Then we load into Call of Duty Game Launcher. It's already updated. It loads in. I get into the game, and then when I get into the game, that has to update. So then I get kicked out again and have to do all 3 launchers one more time. It's insanity. Drives me mad.
All this to play a 10-cent ad game.
It looks all like this to play a game. Yeah. That's like so simple, so basic, and it's been the same crap it's always been, but it's 200 freaking gigs for like 30 different add-ons. It's like, bro, dude, like, what are we doing? Roblox graphics costing me all my RAM space.
It's just insane. Look at the new COD. Like, I look at the new COD, I'm like, dude, this doesn't look like Call of Duty anymore. Like, they've actually gone so far, not just like from a gameplay perspective, but like just an aesthetic perspective. It's like, yeah, it just looks like a mobile game. All the numbers flashing, all the crap in your UI. Like, I look at it, I'm like, dude, I don't know, this doesn't look like COD. Like,
Call of Duty is just so funny, man, because you should go back and play Call of Duty 3 when you're storming the beaches of Normandy, and then go play Black Ops 7. You'll be tripping out. Oh, yeah, this is the same game? What? Or same franchise?
Oh, man. But yeah. Yeah, the commander or whatever betraying you, and it was like the ultimate, canon moment for any male that played games. Dude. It's a canon event, as they say.
So dumb, man.
And now
so dumb.
This youth's canon event is fighting a giant zombie-looking monster thing.
Exactly.
So it's just crazy, Mike. It's crazy.
We're just out here trolling, brother. That's all we're doing.
That's all we can do, I guess. It's the only way we get by, you know?
Yeah. All right, dog. I say we try to get out of here in sub-hour.
I agree.
Let the people go unless you have something else to add.
Nah, man. Black Friday next week. Spend your money.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I say we try to look for the best deals throughout the week, and then just do, instead of us, like, because in the past we did an entire Black Friday episode where we basically went down everything that we saw that looked like a good deal. I think we should just try to pick our top 3 or top 5 favorites Black Friday and try to keep it like gaming related.
Yeah.
Of discounted deals.
Yeah, I agree. Keep it small.
Yeah.
And just do like a segment.
Yeah. That's kind of the idea that I was looking for. It's just like you share what you got and I'll share what I got. And then
my top 5.
Maybe we'll have the same thing.
Oh.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
It should be kind of sick. I'm down.
All right, let's let the people go. We appreciate you all for tuning in. Yeah, if you've been watching on Spotify or YouTube, we absolutely love that. If you want to check out any of the articles, the links are in the description below. We also have timestamps that you can always come back to, and social media links are also there. But without further ado, we'll let you go. We'll see you in the next one, and hopefully you have a happy holiday if you're in the U.S. And I think Canada celebrated like Thanksgiving a month ago or something crazy. So for us, it's kind of a turkey killing day, but it's gonna be cool. Because honestly, are you a turkey guy or are you the sidings guy?
Oh, I'm definitely more sides, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, dark meat turkey or duck even. Come on.
Yeah, that's true, dude.
Come on, dark meat, baby. Listen, dark meat. very good. But like I'm way more about the sides for sure. If it's turkey.
That's kind of how I am too. Sides, dessert, and drinks.
Yep, exactly. See,
yeah, and then the turkey. The turkey's just sandwich meat for me later at work, man.
That's true. Turkey sandwich is bang. I'll say that. Pretty good.
It's been a long time since I had a proper turkey sandwich. You know what makes me excited? Parents are in town. Guess who ain't gotta do nothing? No cooking. Well, I gotta cook. I'm not ridiculous. We gotta bring sides. I mean, I ain't cooking. I'll tell you that.
Listen, man, I have a hot take. Favorite side? Not many people like it. Green bean casserole. Bangs. Man. It bangs.
Do you roast it? Do you bake it? Do you have like the char on the top?
Like, I don't know if we normally do that, but obviously we get like the French onion, like crispy things put on top. Green beans. I know it's just so good. My mom normally makes it, so it's just like it's pretty good.
She got the recipe then.
It's pretty
good. Fire. For me, mashed potatoes and peas, man. I'll mix it together like a savage. Yeah.
Hey man,
that's what I'm here for.
That's pretty good. You guys be a peach cobbler.
All right, let's let the people go. I'm actually getting hungry, and that's kind of why I was talking about it. I haven't eaten yet. Came home, sat down, loaded up the computer, and Kyle messaged me. He's like, "Yo, where you at, brother?" So, all right, we appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in. This has been the M2 podcast. I'm Michael Anthony. That's Kyle Heath. We'll see you in the next one. Take it easy. Bye.
Bye, man.